Hey, chickadees. Welcome into today's episode of Mojo Mysticism. Again, today we're pulling from the Divine Abundance deck by Tasha Silver. And we already have 3 cards that came out today. So I'm going to read them to you. The first card is Awakening. And this card says, "Oh, my Lord, wake me from life as a spiritual sheep. May I hear you through my own instincts and common sense." Awakening. And the second card we got today was Sanctity. We saw this card yesterday. This card says, "Through offering, even the most mundane problem can become a sacrament." Sanctity. And the third card we got today is Inner Power. This card says, "Give me the courage and the power to do what must be done." Inner Power. And the message your guides have for you and for all of us today is again another process. They have been working on processes with me for a long time, so a lot of these are going to be coming later this year. But this is, again, a process. So this awakening card is about getting in touch with our intuition. It's about hearing the divine that is our own voice every day and connecting not only with our higher selves, but with the universe, source, all that is, whatever label you want to put on it. Connecting with that, understanding its voice, understanding how that how the divine speaks to us through our intuition, and helps us kind of by guiding us through our intuition, which sometimes can kind of look like instinctual. It can feel that way, especially if it's claircognizance. It can feel that way. But then also it talks about common sense. So the thing that they're saying, I am tripping over my words today. The thing that they're asking me to remind all of us is that we're not to get into a place of overthinking it. Okay? It's to allow the divine to be expressed through us. So that's awakening. And when that happens, we begin to see the sanctity in the mundane, in the everyday. Everything around us becomes sacred. Everything we do can be an expression of its sacred nature. So that sacrament becomes something that actually kind of permeates your day-to-day existence. So yeah, you can be folding laundry and having a spiritual awakening. In fact, that's a really good place to have it, actually. The sacrament of our daily lives, even the sacrament of just breathing. When you're in meditation and you're doing a calm, abiding meditation, you're focusing on your breath, on how your breath moves in and out of your body. That is a sacrament. The fact that you still have breath is a sacrament. That we still have days in this existence to play out our soul's calling. That's a sacrament. So, awakening, moving to sanctity. And this is what happens when we do that. We really get deeply in touch with our inner power. And it's quiet. Okay? If you've been around this channel for a while, there is a short that I did probably a year ago, maybe a little longer, on what power looks like. And it's very interesting because real power is quiet. Real power is confident, right? It's not yelling from the mountaintops, not, egoic. It just is. It has a quiet presence to it. And that's what this leads to. So awakening leads to an understanding of the sacrament of everyday life, which then leads us to our inner power. Okay? And this card talks about the courage and the power to do what must be done. Okay? So we have that inner power that comes from that confidence, that quiet inner power. And we learn over time, especially when we're asked to do things that we don't want to do, and that happens to me quite often, that is where the courage comes from. Okay, so like when you're being asked to take the next step and you don't see it, and you're kind of having a total, what a friend of mine calls a full speed come apart, because you don't see the next step, and you've forgotten that the last 3,000 steps weren't in front of you when you took them either, right? But you have the courage to do what needs to be done, and sometimes that feels great. Right? Sometimes we're like, yes, please let me do this thing. And other times we're like, oh, please don't. Please don't make me do this. And I had one of those not too long ago where I was asked to do something. I was actually awakened at like 4 a.m. They like to get me up at 4 a.m. to tell me to do things I don't want to do, that they know I don't want to do. And I kind of hemmed and hawed about it all day long. And they finally just said, no, by such and such a time, this is the boundary that we're going to let you get up to. But Molly, don't cross it without having done this. This is literally the way they did it for me. And it's not this way all the time by any means. So more often than not, it's like you're asking me to do something I don't want to do. And the answer is yes. And it doesn't feel good, right? So, but this particular one I did not want to do. I really did not want to do it. But I knew that I needed to. And I didn't know why I needed to. And after doing it, right, I began to really learn why it was important that it happened. So sometimes we don't see that, right? Sometimes we're standing on that one little thin pillar, being asked to take a step in a direction that has no ground to it, and we're terrified, or we're upset, or frankly angry about it, whatever those emotions are. But as we continue to go down the path of our awakening, which, just to be clear, awakening is really just remembering who we actually are, right? So we continue down that path. We continue step by step every single day down this path. The mundane in our lives becomes an absolute sacrament. Everything becomes sacred. And that inner power grows and grows and grows. So we have the confidence, we have the courage to do most of the things that we're asked to do. And then every now and then there's that little gotcha that comes in. And frankly, I'm grateful for them. Those little gotchas that don't feel good, that are painful, that's where I grow the most. So that's where you'll grow the most. When they stretch you, right? When they say, hey, do this thing that doesn't make any damn sense at all, and you're throwing a full-on fit about it, right? I do it. I do it with a shocking amount of regularity, to be honest. But I'm learning that that's where the beautiful growth opportunities actually really are. Because I'm being asked to do something that I don't want to do because it's preparing me for what's next. So I'm just listening to see if they have anything else for us today. Okay. So I think that's the message for today. So awakening, leading to sanctity, that then grows your inner power so that you can do the things that you're asked to do in your life that fulfill your soul's mission. And that's it for today, chickadees. I love you all. Thank you for being part of our community. And if you're not, please hit subscribe, follow, or whatever your options are on whatever social media platform you're on where you're seeing this. And we will see you next week on Mojo Mysticism. I hope everyone has a wonderful and safe long weekend if you're in the U.S., the 4th of July. So this will be the last video for this week for us. And I'm sure Mindy will chime in this weekend with her little review of all the shenanigans that have taken place this week. So she'll give us her comeuppance. So, but have a wonderful weekend. If you're in the U.S., please have a fun and safe weekend. And we will see you next week on Mojo Mysticism. I love you. Mwah.